Okay, here we are with this 1958 Ford Fairlane 500 Skyliner. This is a really cool car. So these cars were the first mass-produced hardtop convertible vehicle ever built. This particular example is highly restored. It had a rotisserie restoration at around the early 2000s, mid 2000s. And it is now today in its original configuration. It has its original motor. So it has the 332 cubic inch V8 underneath the hood. And this really cool raven black over a colonial white with the red and white interior, the original configuration that it rolled off the production line back in 1958. So this is a really cool example, and every single nut and bolt has been comprehensively restored in this car. It is a proper show car, and everything functions too. So you have these spotlights, which also act as rear view mirrors on each side. Or side view mirrors, excuse me, those work. They have the bulbs for the spotlights that work, all your headlights work. And the best part is the hardtop convertible still works actually really well. These are not particularly quick, but they work pretty darn well. And it's a really cool design. You figure this is the late 50s, and this portion of the roof actually folds underneath. So there's a lot of moving pieces, a lot of things that could go wrong, but this example, it's going 20 years strong on its restoration, and it still is flawless. So I think without further ado, let's go ahead and hop on inside, and we're gonna lower the top for our drive today because it is a Skyliner, so we gotta drive it as it was intended. I'll go ahead and just start it up. You'll see it starts up, turns right over every time. Oh, you'll love that. So we do have power windows all the way around. We do also have the quarter windows, which roll down. And then the top is just this little lever right here you pull back on. And I'm probably going to speed this part up because it does take a little over a minute. You can see the trunk cover raising right now. That never gets old. There you go. You know it's fully latched when you hear the clicking on both sides. That side always takes a little bit longer. All right, so let's go ahead and get out on the road. We do also have our power bench seat as well. It's got 4 ways of adjustment: forward, backward, up, and down. And our parking brake. And yeah, here we go. I mean, come on. All right, and there you have it. And so, we're just gliding down the road right now. Of course, we have our Master Guide power steering. The power steering does feel really good. The steering gear as well feels solid. On dry pavement, when you try to dry steer it, you get barely 2 inches of give before you start to feel some feedback on the steering wheel, which is a clear indicator that your steering box is still good, still healthy. And of course, even just, on this rather rough section of road here, I take my hand off the wheel and it just glides. No problem at all. These big body cars with the really overpowered power steering, it's a bit easy to overdo and overcorrect. A lot of people will be wrestling the steering wheel. But once you get the hang of it, it actually becomes, it kind of elevates the whole experience. I can go ahead and raise the windows as well. Give a little bit more privacy and somewhat of a cocoon. Get the quarter windows up as well. Oh, that one There you go. And I mean, yeah, you may as well not even have any glass around you. It's really just this A-pillar, and but beyond that, you have maximum 360 degrees of visibility. Now, as you know, in old school driving school, they used to teach you to feed the steering wheel like I've been doing here. But of course, nowadays in a modern car, you would much rather be doing hand over hand. That's a lot safer. But with a very thin, large steering wheel like this, it's actually a lot easier to control your steering angle when you're feeding it into a corner. But of course, you know, that advice has evolved as steering wheels have evolved. Such an enjoyable car to drive. Everything about this is so smooth, so easy. The steering is very nice, very light, comfortable, but you know, it also doesn't really feel like you're flying blind. The power brakes feel great, very smooth. Yeah, this is really one of the best restored 50s Fairlanes I've ever seen, and to have it as a Skyliner as well really just seals the deal. You have your sun visors on both sides. Also have your night mirror. It says night there or day, rather than just a flip up. You know, everything, it's got a little extra class. And if you see the photos of this car in the gallery before it was restored, it was really, really in a sorry state. And to see it brought back to exactly how it was in 1958, it's pretty special. And since that restoration, it's only had 860 miles. You know, the car has been loved, cared for, serviced, obviously for the better part of the last 20 years since that restoration, but it has not traveled very far. And so the benefit of that is it very much presents as it did when it was fresh out of the workshop. So I think we'll leave it there for today. If you think I missed anything, if you want to see anything else, I'll show you the ashtray as well, nice and fresh. You know, or if you just have any questions about the car, anything else you would like to see, please let me know. You can leave a comment in the Bring a Trailer auction, or you can always contact us directly with the Contact Seller tab. But in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed this video, and until the next one, thank you for watching. Take care.